gentlemen, people of the world, boys and girls, my name is Revolutionary Spitter, and welcome to Artistic Minds. I'll see you. What do I do? I'm a poet, a performing poet, I'm a writer, content creator, actor. Basically, I'm in the entire art world, niko pale. The only thing I don't do, I think, is singing. I only sing in the bathroom, painting, guys. Yeah, so I began way back in high school. High school is the place I credit most of my beginnings or growth in the arts in. So nilikuwa drama club, of course, yeah, right from Form 1. But me getting into the drama club was largely influenced by at home. Tulikuwa sisi kwetu, sisi ni wasanii, yeah. We are an entire family of artists here. My father is a screen actor for a very long time. My brother is also an actor. So him being in the same school that I was joining, that is the Shimolatewa school back in Mombasa, of course, I had no option, but ningeingia to drama. He's there, he's doing well, he's a school sensation, people love him. So I joined this drama and try to see where the arts take me. So tukafanya Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. All this while, growth, of course, is happening. Yeah, I was not really into poetry at that time, but it was just in me. Poetry was in me somewhere. The first time I encountered poetry or I wrote a poem was way back in class 7, and it's because the Swahili teacher told us, you guys, andikeni mashairi kuhusu madhara ya ukimwi ama ukimwi, just something to do with AIDS back then, 20 I don't remember the year. Yeah, so I wrote a poem, just ile kuandika tu. Then it blew up. Yeah, the teacher loved it, shared it. I think he had some connections with Taifa Leo, the magazeti where iko na place fulani mashairi pale. My shairi was there, but it never really felt like hii ni kitu naweza run away with, yeah, because I felt like I should be more into the acting scene. So now that I'm in drama around Form 2, things have started picking up. People are taking interest in me, people are taking notice of me. Then somewhere in November of me being in Form 2, we go for what do you call a retreat, a student retreat. So for retreat, I'm not really okay, man was maker, but one is to have a space here, chill somewhere in a corner, quiet, yani. And it happens that when everyone was away, I was alone for you come. So I sit down and I write something, yeah, out of the boredom or near I was. Then when the guys came back, there's a lady who took my notebook away about what I've been writing, and she starts screaming, this guy writes the poem. She comes, she reads it, guys react to it. And like I said, that's the second time that I did something in poetry that people recognized and made me feel like hii ni kitu nafanya vipoa yani. Yeah, so that second instant now you can hit somewhere that maybe it's something you can try or major in it. Yeah, so now I began to be a fan of reading. I went into the school library, brushed shoulders with anthologies pale ndani. There's one I remember called Black Jesus. There are some books by Kwani pia zilikuwa pale. So nikaanza get into the literary world, trying to read pesetas. Nilikuwa nazisoma like a peseta daily, yani lazima nisome peseta. So that culture mimi kuanza kusoma, I think also opened up my word bank. Yeah, I had words to use, vocabularies to use. Then where do I take them? To my poems. So I started writing. My English teachers are there supporting me, trying to show me the way. Then in 2016, a friend of ours called Tom comes to comes home and spends like 3 months. So these 3 months, he realizes that on my phone, this guy doesn't listen to like common, you know, when you're in high school, kuna ile playlist tu inajulikana, huyu jamaa lazima kuwe na wasanii, the common artists that are there. But the guy finds on my phone, nimedownload a lot of slow hip hop like vitu ama spoken word. I didn't know it was spoken word, but kuna watu kwa nimewasikiza and I felt like these guys na resonate na wao. So he tells me, do you know what you're listening to? Ama unasikiza tu for, I don't mean nasikiza tu for, I find that this kind of me ina resonate sana na what I do. And now he tells me what you listening to is called spoken word, and here is how it's done back at home. So ananifungulia kitabu yake, sikujua kama anaandika hizo vitu. Takes me to YouTube, anani point to akina Virusi Baya, akina Teardrops, and a couple of other poets who are already in African, not African, the Kenyan scene. Yeah, so they realize, kumbe this thing is done also in our local scene. They now interest again up in a pick up to the next level. So I began your thirst year writing now spoken word. Unajua kuna slight difference between page poetry and when you are shifting to it being performative art. Yeah, there's a way you play around with words, there's a way you arrange your lines, there's a way you tone poses, vitu kama hizo yani nitty-gritties. Yeah, so I think hapo sana nikaanza to focus on the performative part of poetry or art of poetry. So he led me, akaanza kunipeleka events. I was still in Mombasa, and I really credit Swahili Pot Hub in Mombasa for my beginnings. Swahili Pot Hub gave us a home as artists. We were there with akina Cardiac Poets, if you've ever heard of Cardiac Poets, akina Simu KE. There's a hip hop artist in Mombasa called Omslo Montana, big guy back at the coast in terms of hip hop, and a couple of other guys, Masufuria, So we were a community of poets who just have the thirst to write, thirst to perform, and njaa tu iko pale, and they really held our hands. The first show I did was in December of 2016. I was a young guy from 3 months, and it was a big show. It was called Pwani Got Talent 2016, and the guests to that event were the current governor 001 Yoho, the MP Vita Abu Somad Sharif Nasir, and they came, and right when they came is when we were going on stage. So back then we used to perform as a squad of poets. We were 12 poets, so we called ourselves the Psy Poets. Yeah. So at that time I don't really had a poet and a stage name, that is. So we went, and when they're coming in is when we're doing our show. And when they sat down and they listened to our performance, mazee wali like, they gave some tokens up of cash, of course. And again, that validation or that I was waiting for, or affirmation came that, you know what? Hiki to grow, man. Naiweza. Yeah, so after that I go back to school. But of course I go back to school now as a superstar. Mazee nimepiga show pale nje, recognition pale nje, every event, every other funky niko pale. I don't remember event in school that I didn't perform, But the issue is, I had, is it called esteem issues? I'm not sure what it was. I just didn't like how I wrote. So what I did is, I used to pick up lines. That's a very bad habit, by the way. I condemn it today. I used to pick up lines from other poets that I felt were good. And then Tom, the friend I mentioned, was still writing for me. And then it got to a point akanambia, mazee, you have to write for yourself. You can't be spoon feeding you. Then I began writing for myself. That is in, I think, 2017 now. Yeah. And it felt like I was alone, because ile kuzoea lines za watu, kuzoea okay, not really, I was not like taking lines out zote. Of course I was taking them, twisting them and packaging in my own way. Now because lines zangu more than 3, but it was never my original content. But when I got that call out from my friend. Then there's an event I performed in Mombasa. A friend of ours was launching a book called Millions of Robots. At the launch, I performed something, and I used 2 or 3 lines, common lines from poets you should know or you knew at that time. Then a guy from the audience called Palexi calls me out and said, "Bro, wewe ni mnoma, but wacha kutumia ufala. I know, so using that word. I know you pick this line from some poet. Na acha utabia, otherwise you're not going anywhere." And he gave me a lecture like 1 hour. And from that moment, I said, it's done. I'm not writing anymore of other people's lines. So I became an independent guy, and I began to write, and events started coming through. So when I finished my KCSE, at this moment, back in school, I'm a big name, Spita is everywhere. Spita, events, shule za madem, it was crazy, yeah, it was crazy. But when I got out into the world now, I realized it's an entire industry. The guys in Tanzania 2016, then I went back to school, wameendelea, they're big names, they've come to Nairobi, they're doing big things, and they say, mazee mi pia nafaa kutoka hii space ya Mombasa, niko comfortable with, and go to Nairobi where there's competition, where there are guys who are also doing the same thing I'm doing in a bigger way, event spaces, vitu kama hizo. And yeah, I came here in 2018. Sijacha acting. So I finished, I was in drama from Form 1 to Form 4, like I said, with no regrets. So in 2018, I come here. Uzuri pia, the campus was called to, it was within, in Rongai, MMU. So that was perfect for me, and I said, here is the place I'm coming to practice my craft. 2018, I'm here, doing events here and there, zile za kuitwa. But I was really reluctant to get into YouTube because, again, I didn't feel like craft yangu imefika mahali inaweza ekelea tu kila mtu aione. Ile tu fear za msanii, media, maybe not, vitu kama hizo. Then I decided, what, let me give it a try. Ezi kwa mbaya hivyo. So I tried. 2018, September, I opened a YouTube channel, put my first audio. It was called Jevenue. It did quite well to its standards at that moment. I did the second video, then I went again chini ya maji. So this time niko chini ya maji, I'm still trying to question, mazee, do I really have it? Yeah? Do I really have it? So this time, as I'm questioning, do I really have it? I've gotten to train kids in high school. Once you're out of the festivals, you always find a way to get back to the drama festival. So this time, I'm coming back as a director. So I'm writing for schools, poems, I'm writing spoken word for school, I'm writing solo verses, I'm training, and they're doing quite well. 2019, same thing. And then I decided it's time to get out of my comfort zone because it was getting too obvious. You attend events, okay, yes, but when I'm going to do something that it mark that part of your journey, At this time, I appreciate my writing has grown, and kuna watu hata are requesting me to help them write their own stuff, and when it does well out there, it gives me again affirmation or validation that if this work is being accepted outside there, it means you're good, you have something. So 2019, I decided to do an event. April, I said I want to do an event in September. That was like April to September. How many months are those? Those are 5 months. I said I want to do an event in September called As African As I Am. Mark you, I'm not really famous in Nairobi. People don't know me. My contact list, very few people. Wasani tu wachache to mention. Very few people. Like very few people. Lexus Mshairi, if you know Lexus. Akina Miss Nina, very few people. But again, I want to do an event. It was a battle in my mind. But nikasema, let's do with it. We can fail, yes, but hatuwezi fail hivyo mbaya sana. It's a moment to learn, to make mistakes. So we do it in September 15th. It was a very beautiful experience. A very beautiful experience. In terms of pressure, growth, mistakes, success, yeah. and I really thank my friends when they come to that time. It was a sold out show, 3 days to the event, which was a big highlight for myself because I didn't expect it. Actually, people had told me, bro, you will only perform for seats, empty seats. But mazee, Mungu ni nani? Mungu ni nani? The shows went well. Then we did Mombasa edition of the show because nimetoka Mombasa, lazima ningetambua ama credit watu wangu ambao wamegrow na mimi. And there's no other place to do it than Swahili Pot Hub. All this time, I appreciate the fact that I'm getting to know more people, I'm getting to network, I'm getting to go for workshops mbalimbali, workshops are creative skills, workshops are forgetting that organization that call us for workshop. NBO, No Borders Theatre by Akina Naina. And all these things are there to grow your writing, my writing, that is, to grow my exposure to stuff. And I'm getting to learn how to do things. You know, unaweza kuwa ni msanii unafanya, but there's a how that actually means something to you, or is valuable to you, or brings back the kind of value you wanted to exchange your craft for. Yeah. So September 2019 goes that way, and I can say ilikuwa mwaka moja instrumental sana in my journey, because in that year alone I did a lot of things. I met so many people that have you know, moving forward, wamekuja kuwa very important to my life in my journey as an artist. 2019 ends that way. 2020 began very well, pia on a very high note. Grand Slam 2021, I'm there, I do my thing. January 21st, I think that's when it was. Yeah, January 21st, I do my thing. I don't get to the finals, but of the slam, but I was there and I shared my craft after a very long time of questioning whether again I deserve to be on that platform. I used to attend slam as a fan, so I wait for the pay my ticket, go sit and watch guys do their thing, guys getting an innovation, and I said, you know what, 2020 is the year I try this, and I tried that, and voila, you know, folks, you know, really resonated with my work. I got new fans, I got accreditation, what's the word, forgetting it in English, but Wacera Kieha yangu. I got gigs from that, you know, who followed me up from that on my DMs, and they said, I want to do something with you. It was again a beautiful experience, a point of growth, a point of daring your comfort zone, and you know, testing out and stepping out of your fears. Yeah, and Grand Slam was a very big, what do I say, step in terms of my confidence as an artist, in terms of sharing my work with everyone outside there. Then I told you I was training kids in high school. 2020 I still do that thing, and we qualify to the national festivals of the drama from the Nairobi region. That very evening that we're getting the results of us proceeding to the nationals, I have my 2 trophies, I have my, you know, inaitwaje, bahasha. Yeah, bahasha. Pale ndani kuna vitu kidogo kidogo zimewekwa, yani appreciation inakam. Then lockdown, corona is here. Depression hits mazee, cause of the very big plans I had. There was no year in my life I had planned like 2020. 2020 was that year that I had everything, plan A to plan B to plan C. Like if this phase, this works, this phase, this works. There are like 3 events between April and December. I had even locked venues for. But corona ni nani mazee? Stay at home, keep safe, you know, sanitize, wear a mask, don't interact. So I go back to Mombasa at home with my parents. And we sit, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. All this time, I am just hoping that one day, you know, it will open up, because there's no hope. Every day you wake up, Wacera may die. Every day you wake up, more restrictions, more people are getting it. It was a very difficult moment. Let me go back to 2019. In nimesahau kitu. In 2019 around May, I told you again, I train kids performing arts to the Starehe Boys Center. So me and the team were doing a musical. If you know what a musical is where a play is infused with music to tell a story. So my brother and I were directing for like only 3 months of work, and it was a big success. We did 9 shows at the Starehe Boys Center, and it was meant to raise funds because, as we all know, Starehe Boys Center is not like other schools. It's more of a school for the less privileged, where they get sponsorship to fund the education. The guys who come from Bukana, the guys who don't even go home during holidays because they have nowhere to go to. So that's the only home they know for the 4 years they stay there. And getting to work with such souls that are passionate, real, they have that thirst to do stuff, was also a very important time in me to learn different kinds of people, backgrounds, vitu kama hizo. So because that musical was a big success, in 2020 we had to go even bigger, and we had to go not to perform within the school but also go to outside venues and do it for paying crowds outside here. That was the plan. So the script was down, the contracts were done, we already shafanya casting, then Corona hits. So na suffer from the fact that the success I was aiming for naiona imekuwa clouded, or the move, the what's the word, the steps nilikuwa intend to make, here they are getting, barriered by the situation. Yeah, so 2020 Corona hits. I'm at home, stay at home. Then one night, after a really long time of getting a writer's block, I wrote a piece called We Unajua. We Unajua was a story, okay, go listen to it. It's part of my album. So when We Unajua is done, I realize, okay, it revives my thirst of wanting to do an album for a very long time. So I say, maybe this is the sign, yeah? So that time at home, nikaanza ku work on the album, writing the pieces. So every day I make sure I go out, I interact someone and take a story from them. So I had a lot of stories, but I had to point out exactly what do I want to address in this album. So of course I'm staying at home, so with my parents around, I'm back to that shell of mazee uko ndani ya nyumba ya wazazi wako, so there's a way you have to behave. You can't stay out beyond certain times. You have to pick up chores, things around the home. Si kama umezoea uketi peke yako huku campus, yani freestyle, yeah? So again, your environment, I decided, let me talk about a person like me living the same state kama mimi, pengine same parents like me, and that's where Kijana Ya Pasta was born. So Kijana Ya Pasta, the album, arose from hizo moments nilikuwa nazo self-reflect life yangu, self-reflect maleta kwenda, stories from my friends, because I really love conversations. Kuna story nimesikia za artists zangu, how they are doing in Nairobi, how they are doing in Kisumu, and nikataka tu kuzincorporate kwa hiyo story. So that's where the album was born, of course. So I write the album, hiyo time niko stay at home, 2-3 pieces, then I go back into writer's block. When it opens up 2021, I come back huku sasa shule zimefungula nini, and I meet a producer mwenye kwa willing work na mimi. Hiyo moment ya zile pieces kwa nimeandika, some were too sad. I thought they were too sad. That's when I decide, let me make them a bit more interesting. That's where Goody Boy was born. Goody Boy from the album, track number 4, I think 5. It's about a friend of mine who was getting, alikuwa tumia vibaya, was preyed on by mademo Nairobi. So that's where Goody Boy was born, and we get to do it. My mindset behind the album was just to tell my story of my friends, story of my friends' parents, and Kijana Ya Pasta is all about, number one, pasta ya Kijana Ya Pasta is not pasta ya PASTOR, it's pasta PASTA. Many people ask me why it's like that. I use the pasta that means the pasta chakula because eh, nikisema Kijana Ya Pasta, kuna watu tu wangeform two stereotypes about it. They're like, pasta, what does it have to offer? But I wanted to play around with the fact that nowadays vijana wa sasa, vijana wa leo, kijana wa saizi ndio kijana ya pasta. Kijana wa saizi, kijana ambaye anakula indomie for supper, kijana ambaye anakuwa called out for being soft because the nature of pasta as a food is not a hard food. And that is where I based my mindset on. It's a 7 tracks album now on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Boomplay, Deezer, and all those platforms. The reason why it's not on YouTube is because maze life ya msanii inafaa ku return value to him. Life ya msanii lazima imake, as much as we're doing it for passion, as much as we're doing it because it's our nature, but it has to make a bit of economical sense. I've spent my money on studio. I'm not on payroll, just a student. But I had to, get to invest. I'm doing a videos, sorry. That's an investment. So the question is, in my state as a young person, I'm not on any payroll, but how should I ensure that the little coin I put into my work, somehow, somewhere, it brings back the investment or the value or even more, because that's what the big artists up there are doing. So my choice to put it on streaming platforms, or at least those few 0.1 cents that come back when you stream, let them come back. That's one avenue. And before me putting them for these platforms, I was using the format ya kuuza tu, yeah. So if you had my album, I send it to you, then I sent the album folder on email just to get that cash flow. Nilipolipa madeni 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 pale kwa sababu number one, shows are not open. All of us, or most of us, are depending on daily shows. Every weekend the guys used to have 3 shows, 4 shows. Kila show amelipo. So now that tuko stay at home, I decided that let me sell it through email. That's one avenue. Put it on platforms that stream. That's another avenue. And any other avenue that might come through of me putting my work, I bring something, I'll use it. And it's really been a challenge because number one, Kenyans are not really people of streaming. Spotify was here the other day. Before that, it was Boomplay, I think, and I think also Deezer or something. But it's a culture that we are trying to build. It's not really effective as it should be on other countries or markets like Tanzania or Nigeria. Kenyans must catch up with it, but tuendelee to stream. Yeah, tuendelee to stream. It's one avenue. My life or a life of an artist is entirely dependent on where I get a point to sell my craft. Because just like any other business, people sell books, people sell coffee, people sell fruits. Exchange fruit kimpa pesa, that's how they earn. For me, it's what I write, it's what I perform. Yeah. If you have like now the Democracy Week just ended at KMT. The folks that performed there, of course, as the organizers of that event, they had to ensure that mimi kama msanii kija pale nikigive out my content is a way I get remunerated kitu kama hiyo. So those are the limited avenues we have as artists right now. We still need more ways to open up. We still need the government or the system of copyrights and royalties, the copyright board. These bodies are not in place. Let them do their work. Today my album is getting streamed on a radio station. Let there be a way that when they stream it, when they pay Calligraph Jones, let your stream channel pay nifikie mazee as myself, yeah, as Peter, acha nifikie mazee, as a spoken word artist, acha nifikie, because our craft is nothing lesser than the rest. It's also part of what is getting consumed right now. It's a growing art, but wasa naipenda. And yeah, mazee, I just wish there could be more appreciation. So my album is out now, Kijana Ya Pasta. Kijana Ya Pasta, out on all streaming platforms. Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, Boomplay, any platform you use for streaming, just search Kijana Ya Pasta by Revolutionary Spitter. From the word revolution, so Revolutionary Spitter. Spitter is S-P-I-T-T-E-R. In the word spit, yeah. That's the same name on my YouTube channel. There are a couple of videos there, audios, interviews I've done, and other works, short films I've written, because I said at the beginning I'm also a writer. On my social media, Instagram, same name, Revolutionary Spitter. Facebook, Twitter, all of them. Huko ndo utapata any other updates I have of the events I'm performing next, or the events I'm organizing next, because we are planning to come back with a bang from 2019. It's been 2 years, man. I'm craving to do an event, and we are doing it, a concert, very soon. So follow those pages, get to know where and why and how much, because we say it does not appreciate talent. I'll see you. My last words. Siri ni moja. It's a mantra I've been carrying along for a year plus now. Me and my friends and my circle, we say siri ni kuwa msanii. Siri ni kuwa msanii means whatever you do, yeah, whatever it is, whether you sell books, whether you make coffee, put in your utmost zeal, your passion and energy, and yani ifanye na moyo wako wote. Love it, because we find that mazee wasanii penda kitu zao, no matter how little it makes for them, but they still love it, they still do it with ni yangu. So siri ni kuwa msanii, for you, for everyone else outside there. I'll see you. Peace out.